It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be reviewing a beer from Malta, and this is Cisk Lager beer. It's been brewed on the island of Malta since 1929. It is 4.2% ABV in a 500 milliliter can. But there's a lot of history behind this. I've just been on the internet looking to see if it was kind of owned by Heineken or Carlsberg or someone along those lines. But no, this is still an independent company, and this is Malta's #1 lager beer, which is really interesting. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Now, there was a company called Malta Export Brewery. They were granted a license in the 1920s to brew Bavarian-style German lagers and ales under this Cisk brand. Then there was a company called Farsons who started in 1928, and they were the first brewery in Malta. So a rivalry between the two companies happened for the best part of 20 years. I'll carry on with that story in a moment, but I want to show you the beer first. One finger white head, good levels of carbonation rolling up the middle of the glass here. It's straw coloured. It's exactly what I was expecting. If you think of Malta, if you think of holiday in Malta in the summer, then you're going to be thinking about refreshment, because Malta, I've been there, in the summer is hot. It is a hot place. Beautiful place, Malta. But I was too young to drink back then. I was kind of early teens. I think I was about 13 years of age, so too early to drink. So never did any drinking over that. It was kind of just a family holiday. But this looks good. This looks good. Good carbonation. It's clear. It's crisp looking. Very refreshing looking. Let's get the aroma. It's a malt lager. I got the aroma of malt, which is really kind of satisfying. It's a nice thought that this brewery's brewed with 100% malt. You can smell it's 100% malt. A light biscuitiness coming through. It smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. In the taste, it doesn't seem to be offering. Well, let's go again. Let's give it another try. It's got a bit of an astringent bitterness, which is a little bit of a shame, if you ask me. It's a bit, considering this is an independent Maltese company, I was expecting a little bit more in terms of quality. It's very drinkable. It's very refreshing. But what lets this beer down for me is it's got a bit of an astringent bitterness, a bit of like a metallic finish, a metallic, bitter, astringent finish, which lets the beer down a little bit. All this beer needed was like a peppery, spicy, nicely bittered finish, and it would be really good. But it's interesting because Well, I'll go back to my story. Whenever I go to a country, I've been to Croatia, and the main beer there is owned by Heineken. Whenever you go to other countries, Spain or France or Belgium, it's always a massive, like if you think of Belgium and Stella Artois, there's always a great big company that owns the main beer brand there. Mass-produced beer for the masses. But in Malta, I had to have a look on the internet because I was convinced this was going to be like Heineken or something, or Cisk beer on the front, but if you read the side of the can, it was going to be Heineken. But absolutely none of it. Absolutely none of it. It's very rare that for your own country to have an independent brewer brewing the number one kind of lager in the country is extremely rare in this day and age. So you can tell then that kind of slight disappointment is coming through, because I almost built myself up into a little bit of a kind of a frenzied excitement, thinking, wow, Malta's got its own independent number one selling lager. This could be good, this could be really good. But in all honesty, this could be a pint of Carling. This could be a pint of Foster's. It's that quality. It's that same quality beer as a Carling or a Foster's. It's a shame. That's what it is. It's just a real weird. It starts off quite biscuity and malty, but then that quickly gets replaced by that metallic, tinny, astringent bitterness on the finish, and that's a real shame. That's a real shame. So going back to my story about this company then, so there was a rivalry between Farsons and this Malta export brewery, and they decided to merge after the 20-year rivalry in the 1940s, and they become Farsons Cisk or something along those lines. And since then, they've managed to hold on to that monopoly, if you like, that drinks monopoly in Malta. Here's a look at a beer coming up on the channel. It's another beer. This is Farsons Blue Label, 4.7% ABV. I want to say a massive thank you to Neil Long, who was very kind enough to send us these beers from Malta. He's a big fan of going to Malta. He usually sends me the Lord Shamley beers, which are really good. They're really good. But to be honest with you, I'm happy. I'm happy that I've drank some of the mainstream beers from, or I will be drinking the mainstream beers from Malta. And the reason why I'm happy is because I've seen this beer before. I've seen it somewhere. I can't remember where I've seen it. And it kind of does give you a bit of a, I know this beer, haven't tried it, glad I've tried it kind of attitude, if you like. I like to try different things. I like to try some of the mass-produced stuff just to see. I mean, it would have been curiosity otherwise, wouldn't it? I would have never have known Malta had its own independent brewer brewing the number one beer in the country. I would never have known that if it wasn't for trying this very beer. Unfortunately, it's not very good. I can see why Neil Long, who was kind enough to send me the beers, drinks the Lord Shamley beers. I'm not surprised at all that he drinks these beers, because that, for me, it's a bit of a poor 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!